Okay, something I discovered actually after I left service was zipper boots for wearing combat uniform boots or something, or just for fashion you wear boots, right? And one of the reasons we didn't get any zipper boots, active duty Marine Corps, they weren't authorized wear. I don't know about nowadays, but when I was in, they were not authorized. National Guard would kind of, you had more leeway on your gear because, hey, you're something else most of the month, and then you're a soldier one weekend a month. And so you bring your other experience, you bring your other, everything comes to the table. If you're in a good National Guard, you bring your civilian experience with you, and that's an asset to the unit. So we had firefighters and loggers and cops and other people bringing other experience to the unit, and part of that was boots. So like loggers would show us what really good boots were, and you could kind of dress them up and dye them black and kind of get away with it. It depended on how much you're interacting with another unit. At that time, we were doing the type of physical activity where you just don't want to get stuck out in the middle of nowhere and have a zipper boot where the zipper blows out, and then you're just totally screwed. I mean, there is a way that if you're stuck out someplace and a zipper blows out on one of these boots, you just wrap your foot with 90-mile-an-hour tape. Okay, you just wrap tape around these boots. The zipper will be blown out. You wrap tape around that. You get back. The thing is a lot of guys wouldn't even carry the spare pair of boots in their duffel bag back at camp. And as time's gone on, I got more into the survival thing. I prefer redundancy, so I've always got spares. And a couple years ago, when I first tried these boots out from Response Gear over at Big 5 Sporting Goods, I think I got like one black pair, one tan pair, just to go with different colors of clothes. And they were about the same price at the time, so I thought they were the same boot. Well, it turns out they're not. The black boots would wear out a lot faster than the tan boots. These are the tan boots that I bought 2 years ago. And, so I was working construction sites, and there's glue and there's crap on there. But, they held up. I mean, I could wear these, and they work as... Now, they're not steel toe, but the type of construction I do, I just wasn't going to wear steel toes. Okay, I'm not dealing with super big shit. I ding my foot a few times, and it's still, it's protective. It's still a boot. On these, here's what happened. It turns out the black ones are built differently. In fact, I had a pair that I wore for not all that long, and I learned what the points of failure on these boots. So here's what you need to see on the black ones. A lot of times the same price, the same sizing, same labels inside. They also have a higher end boot now. And I originally thought, oh, okay, so it's the same boot with a camouflage finish. It turned out they are putting a heavier duty sole on these, and it's got more waterproofing. But I thought, well, the label's the same, everything else looked about the same. Why are they charging 3 times the money for it? It turns out there's some differences in the boot. Here's where it goes. And this is a pair that's about to fail. I had another pair fail totally. If you can see in there, see how that waffle pattern shows in a boot? It's not a solid sole. Okay, so you see how that goes in there? And when that's on your foot, especially if you're a heavier person, it happens faster. You just wear through all that stuff. Now, I could put heel cups in there, but that really doesn't buy a lot of time. You can put, other junk in there to build up that heel and all that, but you can see how this one's starting to give at the rear. And what eventually happens with these, is, especially if they start getting really wet, is they'll give way right here. It'll blow out right there, and that's what happened to a pair of these that I really, felt like should have lasted a lot longer. And so I went back to the store, and we kind of got a little credit thing on that. But just so you know, these boots, and what the guy at the store explained to me, that these are kind of a tactical boot. I almost don't want to say airsofter boot, because a lot of airsofter dudes go out in the field and do real stuff in the field. And I tried to explain that. I said, yeah, okay, I understand this is not necessarily the real deal, but even security guards and guys doing patrol, they're still on foot. I mean, you're still walking. There's no such thing as fake walking and fake mud. I mean, come on. And the uppers on the boots, everything will look fine, everything will hold together, but that heel part on all of these is actually hollow. When you get into the tan boot, and these are older than the black ones here, and you get into that tan boot, you can see where the little insole wears, right? Because this is like that cloth insole. It wears, it just goes to the next layer. It flattens out, but it's solid. It's not that hollow waffle stuff. These boots are so new that we're not really, we're not going to examine that issue. But it's something to understand on these response gear boots from Big 5 Sporting Goods with the side zipper. I like the side zipper is for the convenience on and off issue. These I kind of wear on a day-to-day basis. And I work in a lot of homes where the clients expect you to not have your shoes on when you go inside. And on remodel work, it depends on what you're working with. If I'm working with big lumber, nails, and all that, then, I got to have my boots on. I've even done work in a mosque. We're doing electrical work and all that kind of stuff. The plumbers were refusing to take their shoes off, so the congregation or whoever it was there was running around with large cardboard boxes like flattened out for these guys to walk on. I just took my boots off and went and did my job, and no major harm came of it. And it's just more convenient to have these side zip boots. The thing is, the blacks are a no-go. I mean, that's the only way I can say it. The blacks are a no-go. They're not going to hold up to anything serious. It's about $30 a pair, so it's not very expensive. It's just that there's surplus military stuff out there right now, which is pretty cheap. And if you want to get the side zipper, you're going to have to, go the tan, the camouflage, or maybe the Smith & Wesson branded boot, which is made by the same people, but upgraded a little bit. But the black response gear boots, it's a no-go. They're just not heavy-duty enough. I'm close to 300 pounds these days, but still, if I were at 200 pounds plus a bunch of pack and gear, I'd be putting the same stress on the boots. And when they're talking about something that's a combat or tactical boot, you might have a 200, 225 pound guy with, 40, 50 pounds of gear on him. You're still in the high 200s on what stress you need that boot to be able to be built to handle, and they just won't. But for whatever reason, the tans hold up. I kind of wish they had more color choices on that, but I thought I'd let my viewers know what's going on, because I did an earlier video where I was kind of endorsing his boots because I liked them. It just that was when they were relatively new, and I think I've blown through a couple pairs of these since then, and it's the tans that really hold up.